So, guys, I want you people to write a very big congratulations to Nnamdi Kanu. Now, listen very well. Today, being the 20th of November, is the judgment day of Nnamdi Kanu before the Federal High Court of Justice James Omotosho. And as I'm talking to you now, Justice James Omotosho has only two options today. And number one, I'm going to explain everything bit by bit for you. That he has been, ordered to invoke Section 174 of the 1999 Constitution and discontinue that particular case. Now, remember, if you be following this my channel, I've been explaining that Bola Tinubu was even ordered and told that he must invoke Section 174, and the section of 174 is the section that gives the Attorney General of the Federation the right to halt any form of trial or halt any form of trial that is actually going on that might cause chaos or probably injustice in the country. And that particular section gives the Attorney General the right to withdraw the case and acquit and discharge the victim or probably the person that is being tried. And this particular section is the section that the president will order the Attorney General to do. So definitely today, Justice James Omotosho might have been ordered because the pressure that Bola Tinubu received these few days is shocking. And what he has seen with his two eyes, after the Fulani herdsmen and co, and Fulani terrorists actually attacked his own people, being the Yoruba people, I don't think Bola Tinubu has any other choice than to free this particular man. Like I said before, if you remember, Bola Tinubu has no business with Nnamdi Kanu. The only reason is when he was keeping him there was because of the Fulani and the northern people that are kept on threatening him that if you do this, we are not going to vote for you. But as it stands now, Bola Tinubu is even wanting to disintegrate and probably divide this particular country with what he's actually seeing going on. So he does not care about the northerners again, and that relationship he has with the northerners might have been broken as it stands now, to be very honest with you. So a lot of people are believing that Justice James Omotosho have been given an order to announce and pronounce that he is going to discontinue this particular trial and no longer forge ahead with it and discharge and quit Nnamdi today. On a second thought, now there is another way he can actually make this particular announcement to be simple, because remember, the federal government filed 7 count charges against Nnamdi Kanu. And let me show you how he is going to give judgment on the 7 count charges and acquit and discharge Nnamdi Kanu. Like I've often said, Nnamdi Kanu is definitely getting victory today. A lot of you people might not understand what's actually going on, but his victory is 101% assured today. Now let me read out the 7 count charges and the judgment that Justice James Omotosho will definitely give on each of this particular charge. I've been doing this on this channel, but let me refresh your mind today for you to understand what Justice James Omotosho might actually do today. Now remember that the first count charge, meanwhile, before I continue, please do well to hit that particular notification button, hit that subscribe button, and equally hit that particular like button, and equally type congratulations to Nnamdi Kanu in the comment section, because victory is 101% assured for him today. Now remember that the federal government brought 7 count charges against Nnamdi Kanu, and I've often told you people that the first count charge that the federal government brought against him was that inciting followers to hunt security personnel, that Nnamdi Kanu told his followers to hunt security personnel, and and for that reason they filed a case against him under Section 1.2 of the Terrorism Prevention Act. I've often told these people that Nnamdi Kanu, the reason why Nnamdi Kanu refused to enter his defense was because he said that the federal government was trying him under a repealed law. And remember, he asked Justice James Omotosho and the federal government, he challenged them severally in court that they should take the constitution of the country and point to where the law they are using to charge him is being written. And the presiding judge, being Justice James Omotosho, and the federal government were unable to even show him or show the world under which law he was being tried, because the law that they fight this particular charge under, that he was inciting his followers to attack security personnel, the law is no longer existing. The law has been repealed. And I've often told you people that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria states and clearly stipulates that any law of a country that has been repealed or probably has been cancelled, any charge, any trial, any ongoing trial that is being built on that particular charge, on that particular law, or rule, will cease not to exist again. That particular trial will actually be cancelled, and the tried person will actually be allowed to go free, or the prosecuted person will actually allowed to go free. This is what the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria said. So they actually amended that particular Terrorism and Prevention Act of 2013. They first of all amended it in 2017 and equally amended it in 2022. And remember, the amendment entirely removed some of the charges from being part of terrorism or being part of Terrorism Act and all that. So Nnamdi Kanu is saying that even this particular count charge one that they said he incited his followers to attack or hunt security personnel, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers are saying that those are mere statements. Those have his freedom of statement, freedom of expression. So you did not see him when he was physically attacking those security personnel. The new Terrorism and Prevention Act stated that unless you see the person committing the act, that is the only time you can file that particular case under it. But you can file this case under, cyber crime and all that, but not under Terrorism Act and all that, which is what Nnamdi Kanu is saying. So victory is 101% assured for him on this particular count one. Definitely. So Justice James Omotosho will be helpless because he does not have any grounds to not, rule that particular count charge one has been repealed, and for that reason, Nnamdi Kanu has victory on that particular one. Now, count charge two. They said that count charge two is that he made defamatory broadcast against Buhari and others. You could imagine what they imputed as a terrorism act. That he made defamatory statements against Buhari and other leaders in the country, and they had to put it as count charge 2 and put it under Terrorism Act or Prevention Act. Does it make sense? And this is one of the reasons why that particular Terrorism and Prevention Act of 2013 were removed, because you cannot use this kind of statement to say that that person committed a terrorist act because he made defamatory statements or broadcasts against a person. Like I said, all those ones can fall under Cyber Crime Act and all that, but not under Terrorism Act. So Justice James Omotosho will look at this one and laugh at the federal government and tell them this particular count charge 2 holds no water. And again, the Terrorism and Prevention Act has been repealed. So since you people still file this particular case under the same repealed law that ceases to exist, that means Nnamdi Kanu has actually won you people on this particular count charge 2. Now look at count charge 3. Count charge 3 is, they said that he is a member of a proscribed group in the IPOB group. Now remember that it is only in Nigeria that the IPOB is proscribed. Remember, even the proscription process did not follow the due process, and Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers are heavily challenging the process through which the Muhammadu Buhari's government proscribed IPOB and all that. So since the case is still in court and it has not yet been finally finalized, Justice James Omotosho will cease to give a judgment on this particular one, because a case that is still in court or still pending in court cannot, Justice James Omotosho cannot give a final judgment on it. Since the case is still in another court, they are challenging the rights, and if the Muhammadu Buhari's government follow the due process in proscribing this IPOB group, so definitely this particular count charge 3 will be ignored. It will be definitely be ignored. Count charge, and apart from that, this count charge 3 again was equally filed under the repealed law. So even if it is being ignored, Justice James Omotosho will look at under which law the federal government filed it, which is under the same Terrorism Prevention Act. So they would still tell the federal government, since you filed it under a repealed law, you have lost the case, and they will give victory to Nnamdi Kanu. Now let us look at count charge 4. Count charge 4 said, as you can see on the screen, another incitement to violence, which is almost the same thing they've been saying. Another incitement to violence. He incited people to commit this through his brokers and all that. The question is, did you see him commit those acts? Did you see him with any terrorism act or committing any terrorism act of maybe he himself in person? And the federal government has failed to address this issue. Since you did not catch or probably see him do all these things in person, that means you don't have any charge against him truly. They can only charge him for other crimes like cybercrime, which does not even bear heavy consequences. But saying that because he said something, you believe he incited people, and for that reason he should be condemned. No, it does not make any sense. Or probably he should be charged under a terrorism act. Do you know the meaning of terrorism act? Before the United States or any developed country will charge you under that law, it means you've done something really big and something really bad, not just make statements or probably make comments. Let's go ahead. So this one is still filed under the Terrorism Prevention Act, so it will be repealed or cancelled, which is basically the truth. So Justice James Omotosho will laugh at the federal government. Incitement shouldn't constitute part of terrorism or a terrorist act. Now the fifth charge is they said that he illegally imported a radio transmitter, Trans 50L TL. The funny thing is that this particular radio transmitter is not a terrorist equipment. It's not a gun. It's not a bomb. It's just a transmitter. So even if the federal government wants Justice James Omotosho to punish Nnamdi Kanu for that, for illegal importation and that, remember the penalty for this is just 7 years, which is 3.5 years concurrently. And Nnamdi Kanu has already served more than 3.5 years in prison. So why still in detention? So this particular one, Justice James Omotosho will say he has actually charged or done his jail for illegally importing this. So this particular count, that 5, will become inconsequential. Now the 6th is, he said, the possession of firearms and conspiracy. Remember, the federal government, when they caught their witness, the DSS witness said that Nnamdi Kanu was never found with any firearm or probably any weapon. So this particular count, such as 6, holds no water, since the witness said that Nnamdi Kanu was never found with any firearm. So it means that even, remember, the witness that I'm talking about is the witness that the federal government brought, said that Nnamdi Kanu was never found with any terrorist equipment. That means this count as 6 is useless. And again, it is filed under the repealed law of the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2013. So again, on these 2 grounds, that Nnamdi Kanu was not found with terrorism equipment and the law has been repealed, this count charge 6 will actually be thrown away. Then the count charge 7 is, they say, treasonable felony, broadcast falsehood, that he was broadcasting falsehood, that for that he committed treason, blah blah blah, and they charged him under the same repealed law of Terrorism and Prevention Act of 2013. This one holds no water. Many people are saying broadcast statements and of course whatever thing he said is his freedom of expression, so you cannot charge or fine him under Terrorism Act of because of what he said with his mouth and all that it holds no water. So Justice James Omotosho will look at it and laugh, say, this does not hold water. Somebody cannot be charged because of what he said. He cannot be charged because of charged for terrorism because of what he said with his mouth. So for that reason, Justice James Omotosho will give Nnamdi Kanu victory. And again, this particular charge is being charged under a repealed law. So you see, Nnamdi Kanu's victory is 101% assured today. There is no 2 ways and there is no mention of words about it. So do well to type congratulations to Nnamdi Kanu, and I'm going to bring you more updates as the court session resumes in few hours. See you guys later.